Are we here? No, we're over here. Ah, there we go. All right. Good evening, Gotham. Good evening, Metropolis. Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon, to the ISS, and the rest of you. We should actually do a time check in order since it's live. 1 a.m. on the East Coast in Boston. It is 8 a.m. in Kiev. It is 3 p.m. in Tokyo. And it is 10 o'clock in Sherman Oaks, California. So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for finding the number one podcast that nobody knows about and even fewer people watch. So, this is day 60 of I knew this was going to happen. If any of you find this, you know, after the apocalypse, don't listen tonight. Go back to the first, pick one of episode 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 to 11 of what I'm rambling about and where we are right now for the headlines ending 4/24/2022. We'll get to it on this day here in a minute, on this day in history in the past. I'm going to give you a run through of all the headlines. I'd like to thank, so I'd say let's have a Coke and a smoke, but I'm having a Fanta because as soon as I'm done doing this, I'm lighting probably the last thing I'm ever going to smoke, which for those of you know, cigars. I love a good Macanudo and a Fanta, so uh, I grabbed these at 6 o'clock. Um, Thank you to Greeley Westside Liquor for putting up with my nonsense, and certainly thanks Silver Mountain Jewelry and Pawn for putting up with this attempt to put lightning back in a bottle, and you can't. I tried to say that repeatedly. Again, even in episodes 4 through 11, and I say that because I went through all the notes. I'm not going to do a moment of silence tonight because the audio gaffes from Harris and Biden are just ridiculous. Blinken and the rest of the crack staff. Zelensky this is an intergenerational war. We have a civil war and economic collapse happening in real time in the United States. The stage is being set for a global war that will allow the further consolidation of wealth and the further consolidation of power. They're not cliche when you say that absolute power corrupts absolutely. I'm going to try very hard not to go down rabbit holes tonight and just give you what's the notes on both pages. You're not going to like them. I will also ask you to forgive me of holy are those dirty. I've been out all day in the sun, and there's no sun today. The wind and the dust and the oh man, hey, look at that! I can see. Jeez, I just maybe if I get a booster, that'll fix the problem. Okay, so and we did the timestamps. Yes. Okay. Thanks for being a part of this. Yes. I would ask if you are subscribing to this, could you acknowledge in the chat room you're here so I can say hi to all of you? It really oh yes, it's in shallow moments. So you know, I didn't. I told you how I got my name. I didn't do it. And the powers that be, well, here you're going to have your website. You're going to have this. You're going to have this. I didn't set it all up. And I don't know how many times I've said I'm not a narcissist. Now, I don't think I've said it on here to friends. We've been, I've been saying some things on the internet that were brought to my attention this morning. Hey, Scooter, yeah, what are you doing? Huh? You know that you're, oh no, yeah, you're doing it again. Oh, I'm sorry. Websites. So you're finding it on YouTube. You can find me on Rumble. You can find, he's going to say, you can find me at scootermcgee.com. I don't know why I've been plugging that for, a couple months. He did it again, didn't he? Yes. He's promoting a dead website. I'm getting better because the last time I promoted the launch of a new website, I directed a metro market group of listeners accidentally to a porn site. True story. And we've joked about my alma mater and the t-shirts of having the old 106 shirts and having the 1059 shirts. And there were 100 memos if there were one. There were 300 emails if there were one. I didn't read any of them. And I thought I had awareness. Crack the mic. And DJs always have their blah, 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 blah. Okay. Not once, not twice, not three times, not four times. They are running down the hall while I'm in the middle of a fifth read. In the old days, the doors and you're locked in there and there's just glass. And they are in panic mode. What? What's the problem? What did I just do? I'm saying a name and I'm not associating the radio station frequency to it. You are sending everybody to a porn site. I'm sorry. And then the yelling of, don't you read your emails? No. Didn't you? Wait a minute. You're on the air and you don't go look at the web. I no. Oh God. Enter Maryland number 2. Okay. We're gonna give him a girl Friday and we're gonna print everything off. You have to hand it to him. Do you understand? Yes. You make him go through all the yes, and then he's gonna sign off, even if this is initials and that stupid scribbly thing of his, even the goofy face or the beard picture. Because I damn near got the stamp. Um, he's gonna sign off on and he'll hand it back to you. Okay, we can do that. Yeah. Probably not a good idea that he starts sleeping with that. A guy, I'm sorry. Bad Scooter. I don't read my email. Hey, I'm really sorry. It's because it's sitting right here in the corner, shallow moments. You've got to do this. I've been telling all of you to go to my old website. Now, in all fairness, this is my fault. The mechanics of certain things I say. But I thought I said this, that once my friends are done getting their stuff built, we'll deal with mine. I was unaware until today, April 24th, 2022. When you retired on air in the election 2018 and then left in 2019 and they kept running best ofs, you never changed your website. I didn't. Well, no, that's what the web guy does. I thought I told him to do. We'll figure it out. My throat hurts. Yeah, I know. Enough. Okay, headlines. That's enough nonsense. Headlines for 4/24/2022. Your shallow moment tonight will be about smoking. The White House has a problem in the inability to walk anything back. They double down on everything. Following the federal court judge in Florida, who was Trump appointed, who repealed, rescinded, and deemed the federal mask mandate regarding commercial and federal transportation as a massive overreach. And it's designed for this, but you can't regulate that, so we're just getting rid of it. Well, the Center for Disease Control and Justice Department and the media circling their wagons very quickly, demanding that the federal courts, just like federal government, stay out of a woman's womb. They want CDC carte blanche for the next pandemic. They're stating that. It's not about this, it's the next one. What do you know we don't? What do the people in Beijing right now know? Uh, it's got, by the way, the supply chain issues, it's all coming from China, so it's there. Shelves are empty in Beijing. Fears now in Beijing that they're about to get locked down like they were in Shanghai. What do you mean they were? They still are. Well, Shanghai is going to try the US idea of essential and non essential citizens because of the massive global supply chain crisis. Okay, we'll get to that. The CDC and the boosters, now the White House, and former President Obama at Stanford University in his speech. The boosters, 91 million Americans have not gotten their booster. That's not counting all the people who didn't get vaccinated. We've now identified the new boogeyman. You may have gotten the Johnson and Johnson, which is just one shot, and you haven't gotten a booster. And well, the FDA is getting ready to approve a new set of boosters coming this fall. It will be federally required this time. Not the threat of, and I better get it or my job won't, and I will. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It was a major talking point on the Sunday talk circuit when they weren't all in for global war and give Zelensky everything he needs to defeat the Russian army. And it's not the Russian army, it's the Soviets. And you're going to lose. I don't mean the Russians, I mean Ukraine. The headlines of the past are about to teach us that. Um, Stability in NATO is now assured for the next 5 years as French President Macron, almost as bad as the Latinos when they have a 31. Yeah, you and queers. I did say that with my outside voice, and I'm sorry. I'm offending the queers when it comes to these idiots. Hey, you're the one who put the Q there. Ask what the word means. Oh, that's the. Oh, okay. Well, then that group. The ladies on the ISS are still just bitching with the men. Can't wait for the first transgender, poly, sapio, pan, cis menage a trois that they're going to put up on that. I know. We have twoots and tweets and twits and, well, all right. Macron, French President Macron, the first French president to win re-election in over 20 years. Another first. We get to celebrate a first. I think the French care. I think Western media really cares in the Parisian squares who we identify and interview on camera for reaction so that it works, from West Palm Beach back to, you know, the Tenderloin district in San Francisco. There's an interesting number that comes out of that, by the way. Macron has won another 5-year term. He's the first French president in 20 years to win 2 terms. He defeated his pro-Putin opponent, Le Pen. Yeah. The last time you guys ran, there was a 32-point spread. This time it's 16. Oh, nationalism is growing in France. It doubled in 5 years. Again, Lee Atwater School of Bernie Casey, Lee Atwater versus James Carville, episodes 4 through 11. But my brain saw those numbers and immediately logged them. You know, the last election was 32-point spread. Now it's down to 16. Nationalism doubled in France in less than 5 years. Because what is nationalism in France? It's anti-Islam, it's anti-open border, and it's anti-NATO. Oh, so the media was able to celebrate and rejoice because NATO remains united and secure after Macron has successfully retained the seat for the next 5 years. Holy, you mean this war goes on no less than 5 years? Thank you for the media at least letting us know that. Um, yeah. By the way, the numbers of 32 spread difference in the this is 2022, the 2017 elections versus now the 2022 elections. The lowest turnout in French history for voters. Nationalism grew by more than 50% in the point spread when everyone unplugged. And much like the United States, they weren't pulling the lever for who they wanted. They were pulling the lever. This is what the media is telling us. They're pulling the lever for who they didn't want. They didn't want secure borders. They didn't want to be a part of NATO. They they didn't want Islam running their laws in France. Thank God Macron defeated them. Here in the United States, the national gas price average is now $4.24 a gallon. Hey, remember the strategic oil release and all the funding, and now we're going to do ethanol, and it's going to bring the oh, it was $4.25 a gallon. That's right. So everything the White House has done in the last 6 weeks has brought the national gas price average down to it dropped it by a penny. The White House said it could drop it by 10 to 20 cents over the next several weeks. It dropped it by a penny. Elizabeth Warren was making the Sunday morning talk show. All the political. She was out on the. Yeah. Yes, she was. I know. It's bad. I get it. I'm sorry. I need to just start gargling with it. Elizabeth Warren. Now, if she ever gets in the White House, the Secret Service is going to codename her Pocahontas. Um, she says that Joe Biden is definitely running in 2024, and she's her number one supporter. There's a catch. Elizabeth Warren says we're going to lose if we don't deliver more before the 2022 midterms. Deliver more. So is that why we're going to be forgiving 40,000 people's student loans instead of everybody's? Is this like digital discounts? Are we selectively targeting who we're going to reduce student debt load on? You signed a note to get a loan, and the White House and the government's going to take care of it. How do you think that socialism is going to work? It's so smooth and sexy, isn't it? And you can check it on your smartphone. I have an update for you on the person who set themselves on fire, and they were airlifted from the plaza nearby to a hospital who died, who was from Boulder, who turned out to set themselves on fire to protest the inaction on climate change. From Boulder, Colorado. Colorado gets to be heroes. Boulder, you sacrificed the first person for climate change. Thank you. Another first. Elizabeth Warren pointing out we're going to lose if we don't deliver more. Loan forgiveness. You thought DACA was bad. Wait till you see DACA on steroids with the release of Title 42. And with the economy in free fall and inflation and gas that's still 424 when it was 425 a gallon when the crisis began. Oh my God. We could see more stimulus money. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done there. That's enough. The massive situation in Shanghai. I'm glad ABC, NBC, and CBS News are letting you know that the supply chain issue isn't going to be fixed most likely now before Christmas this upcoming year. So get your stuff now. But even if you want to buy a board game, oh my God, there's there. Wait a minute, board games. These idiots are all on their phone all the time. You can't get them to sit four people around a table and play a game for several hours, like Trivial Pursuit or what started this and Risk at Gallivan's. Hail Shorty Gallivan. It takes 111 days to ship from China. Massive supply chain issue. 111 days. That's like when we have all these school shootings and mass shootings and public shootings and 13 dead. And we have bombings where 33 people, 111 days to ship from China. So the supply chain issues will be going on long after the midterms, is what they're now telling us. God, I wish I were wrong. Yeah, we gotta go. I know. Sorry. Can I have a yes? I know I'm not supposed to. I know. Right? The doctor, I know what the doctor says. I've seen the doctor and he has seen me. John Gielgud, Arthur. I wonder if they're going to let me put my notes in the Library of Congress. Oh, so we're going to do on this day now. We should give an extra plug to City National Pawn, which is now known as Silver Mountain Jewelry and Pawn. And the senior owned City, and Scotty now owns the Silver Mountain Jewelry and Pawn, excuse me, not Silver Mine. What was the Devo working in a coal mine? No, Silver Mountain Jewelry and Pawn. They support on this day in history. I don't know why, but I thank them. Go find them on social media and thank them too. Don't click like, don't click share, don't find me on Patreon. Scooter, none of those links are on your website you talk about. I didn't know. I forgot. You haven't touched that website since like 2017, 2018. Do you want I'll call somebody. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dude, you've been doing your thing for a couple of months now. Do you realize that I'm sorry. Because I actually texted Kevin, hey, do me a favor. When you get a chance, give me a call. And he texted back, I can call you tomorrow. And I said, fine. Because this afternoon, when I was told, I remembered the Alice story. And I'm like, oh my God, I did it again. Kevin, Scooter, yes, can you do me a favor? Find a porn site that isn't filled with spam and send everybody on my page to that until we can. Why? Because then I will tell everybody else who's been working on getting it together. Hey, could you get your together? Because I still have to plug my website and good. Did you go look what's on there? He's got two smartphones in the house. He's got two MacBook Pros in the house. He's got this is the best one. He's got one of these things he's never turned on. Yeah, his junk and is probably stolen or hacked and bugged, and I don't want it. You mean you don't go to your? Why would I? I said, why would I? I'm not a narcissist, dude. Do you realize that you're? I just didn't know. No wonder nobody's supporting Scooter McGee on Patreon. No wonder nobody's talking to Scooter on Facebook and Twitter. No wonder nobody's emailing Scooter. SCOOTERMCGEE.com. See, Scooter, that would have been nice because people don't even know how to spell your name. Scooter McGee. Oh, Irish Mafia on this day. Yeah. See, because my name isn't my name. We made it up. And what I wanted and what looked good to the think tank rooms and radio, that was the name I got. Don't look at me. On this day in history, 4/24/2022, it is 1800, where these documents, that book, that book, and all of that are about to be sent to the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress was founded on this day, 1800. I think these are all going into a dumpster. I don't think they're going to make the Library of Congress. But your Twitter feed did. That's true. So we're good. Because in the Twitter feed, Countdown to Looking Glass was there. Shallow Moments was there. And that's about it. It is on this day, 1877. War breaks out with Russia and the Ottoman Empire. This now results, the aftermath is what creates Serbia and Montenegro. It is 1898. Spain now declares war here in the United States. It is 1916. It is the Easter Rising. Now, depending upon what website you go to find out on this day in history, the interpretation of the Easter Rising in Ireland, boy, who they try to blame for that. I also direct your attention to my biological family name and the incorporation in 1917. Not to be confused with anything else. 1916, of course, the Irish Uprising, what ultimately ends the British Empire's rule of Ireland. Secret societies, hooligans, factions of Irish mafia. You mean anybody who wanted liberty? It's our own fucking island. What are they doing here? I'll get through it. Shallow moments. Smoking. Somebody text me Protestant and I'll get to it. It is 1949. Communist forces now occupy the Chinese capital at the time, Nanking, China. 1967. The first, see, this one they had to admit, the first Russian cosmonaut death. And it's because they launched him and the world knew about it and the parachute didn't open. Oops. And everything I ever said about Elon Musk, I stand by. I'm just pointing out 1967, the first public Russian death of a cosmonaut has taken place. And the result of the investigation showed that the parachute did not open. Spam in a can. It is 1980, Operation Eagle Claw. Yes! What delusional maniac put this thing? Where is General Alexander I'm in charge Haig when you need him? No, it's only April of 1980. The elections aren't till November. 8 dead soldiers now after the failed attempt to rescue April, are we at 52 or 50 American hostages? Because we had to release a couple. I forget on that day how many the Iranian college students had a peaceful protest at the embassy, and they just took some Americans as guests. It was a mostly peaceful protest. 2003, North Korea announces to the United States they have enough weapons grade plutonium now to make a bomb. There's a problem. North Korean government media covers then Kim Jong Un. Oh, that's the current one. Kim Jong Il, Kim Il Sung. Kim Jong Il is Kim Jong Un's dad. North Korean propaganda has already released photos with Kim Il Jun. Kim Il Jun. And there's a gadget in the room, a display one. But it's 2003. North Korea announces they've got weapons grade plutonium. That photograph came out before Y2K, not 9/11, which is why I remember that. And again, is referenced multiple times in the Conspiracy Keepers of recent in the reboot. Go ahead, say conspiracykeepers.com. That site probably doesn't work either. Have you looked? No. Have you looked at theconspiracykeepers.com? I don't know. No. Do you know how to spell Conspiracy Keepers? CONSPIRACYKEEPERS, one word.com. Somebody flubbed on air. I had to leave the room and get on the phone with GoDaddy and get them both. So we couldn't get a squatter. 33. 32, 33. The Illuminati run this show. Smoking. I have had a love-hate relationship with these things since October of 1983. And when I retired from broadcasting and ultimately sat alone for a year with a notebook on a concrete slab, the doctors informed me of a couple things. You have muscular atrophy in you just don't, yes, I try not to. And every time you open your mouth, you yell at people. Yeah, well, fucking stupid. What do you want me to do? Yeah, we really ask you to stop using that language in the office. You're scaring the kids out in the waiting room. Um, when I was a kid, this is white privilege because of Catholic military schools. Catholic schools until middle school, and then military schools through high school. Every school I went to had a designated smoking area. Now, they didn't announce where it was on the speakers for announcements every morning. But if you were a smoker, you knew when again, military school, where's the DSA? Oh, now again, and I can tell you where they all were. So St. Thomas, the DSA was down outside the gym, just off the soccer field and what was the old football field. So you'd go through the school, walk through the gym, go stand outside that door, and you'd have a smoke. And yeah, I know they don't like the flicking it because there was an ashtray there. Okay. Cretan there. Well, it's Cretan when I was there. Well, it was the Hamlin Randolph side of the property. You had to walk to the farthest distance of the property, which was the Randolph Hamlin side. You could stand there and smoke. St. John's, the connecting area between the prep school dorm and the prep school, there's the DSA. Because in the passing of the man I showed you in the photograph last night. And before my escape, I'm standing at the DSA at St. John's, and my roommate, Dave Weatherly, I'm smoking, Dave's smoking. We've come from the dorm, we're going to school, we're having a smoke. And I'm having a smoke, and Dave realizes he just left his notebook that we need for first hour in the dorm and says, "Here you go. Hold this." Yeah, I almost said my name. And so I take his and put it here, and I have mine and have it here. Sound effects are really good right now. Dun, dun, dun. Here comes Father Otto around the corner. I have two cigarettes that are lit in my hand. And there's not another living Christian soul standing there. Now, this particular time, detention demerits. Father Otto just came right out. Oh, there's glass doors. He can see me. And he just opens the door and he says, Mr. and not McGee. That's not my name. Okay, it doesn't matter. Mr. Sheely. Yes, Father. I really suggest you quit. I mean, I'm standing there at 7:35 or 7:55 in the morning. I think 7:35 sounds right. No, 7:20. Yeah, school 7:30, because we would get up at 6:30, shower, shave to go have breakfast at the university, and then be back for school by 7:30. So first bell was that sounds right. First bell was 7:25, and it was probably a Monday, so we slept in because we were partying all weekend. But I got busted at the DSA smoking. Designated smoking area. Yes, you weren't busted for smoking. Father Otto is just scratching his head because you had two lit cigarettes in two different hands. By the end of second hour, everyone in school, Father Otto opened his mouth. He says, we've tried everything. We can't kick him out. You know whose kid it is. I came around the what? And he had two cigarettes, one in each hand. And would you? I was so shocked. I opened the door and he really should quit smoking. And I walked away and I said a couple Hail Marys. And I was talking to St. Francis and I wanted to pull what little hair I had. Father Otto had a crew cut. He wanted to pull what little hair he had out of his head. Did you grow up at a time where your school had a designated smoking area? I'm just asking. Was that in the shallow moments? Yeah, shallow moments. Smoking in your website. Oh, I'm sorry. The school smoking area and your website. So we're done. Is that it? Oh yeah, we're done. I'd tell you where to go find me, but apparently I don't know, and I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of broadcasters, a web guy, a graphics guy, and I don't have them. The individual who has all of my headshots. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. Swear to God, I didn't know. Thank you for telling me. It would have been nice if you'd let me finish my pancakes this morning, which is a lie. The restaurant closes at 2. I go to breakfast right about 1:20, 1:15, 1:20. So they see me. Oh, he's coming. Yes, because he wants to say he does the same thing every day. He orders the same food. I just need breakfast. Yes. Hey, Scooter. Yes. I what? I'm food. I have to. It's like when you're at the store and you're holding the bag, that little pathetic I'm single and over 50 basket. Scooter, what are you doing here? I got to get my tires rotated and I'm just waiting in line. I'm standing in the deli. What do you think I'm doing here? Hey, Scooter. What? Hey, do you know that? No. Don't you care? It's not that I don't care. My food's getting cold. It's the one hot meal I get a day. I live my life like a, hey, I don't know if it's a monk or as a prisoner, but okay, that's enough. We're done. 40 minutes. Yes. I'm sorry, there are no refunds, and I will certainly understand if you take your Patreon money back, since I clearly don't know what I'm doing and got in way over my head, other than the prediction of, oh, remember when Afghanistan fell? They said we were going to have a multi generational war that would take place in less than a year. It didn't take 6 months. And we're here. Supply chain shortage issues are going to go on past Christmas into 2023. And yeah, all of that sidestepping and issue avoiding when it came to, the national gas tax and, reopening the Keystone Pipeline and drill, baby, drill up in the Anwar. They lowered your gas prices by a penny. But I'm the crazy one. Good night, everybody.